Now that June is here, it's time to look back on how we did with our May financials. Definitely not the student loan savings goal I was hoping to hit, but things are a little expensive lately. So let's go through everything. So I'm going to start my screen share. So here is my monthly breakdown for May. I had a comment on my last video, I think it was my June budget review. Someone asked, hey, don't you have car insurance? And yes, I'm not driving around illegally. I haven't mentioned it in a while, and I do apologize for all of my new subscribers. I know there's a lot of new faces on this channel, which is amazing. Welcome to you all. So just to clear that up, I do have car insurance. It is taken out of my paycheck before I even get my take-home pay. So we have a corporate discount with the company that I use at work, and it just happens to be the cheapest provider I could find. So when I talk about my income here, this is take-home pay after my car insurance has come out, and of course my 401k contributions. So just to clear that up, that's why I don't have that as a line item in my budget, but I do have car insurance. So let's just go through. So for income, the lowest I'll ever make in any given month is $5,360 take-home pay, and that's without working any shift differential or overtime. But I honestly don't even remember the last time I've worked a whole month without either of those things. So it's pretty rare, but it's just the base minimum I always go on. So anything extra, of course, is always nice. So for May, I actually made $5,494 from my W-2 job. And then for rental income, which is relatively new for me, I've owned the house for 9 months now. And it just hasn't been profitable until April. But, and there's still been some maintenance items. So May was not as where it should be either. Instead of $464.35 in cash flow, I only got $332.94, which isn't bad. And when I say my cash flow goal for that, of course, I know I've covered it plenty of times, but just for anyone who might be new, this is $734 is what the tenant is paying for rent. $66.06 is my property manager fee, and then $203.59 is the mortgage payment. So the $464.35 is the cash flow after those two items are paid. And of course, I'm saving 100% of any cash flow I get from my rental property as a down payment on my next property. Moving on, my first and largest expense is typically rent, and I always pay $1,500 a month. Electricity, I budget $60. I paid $52.57, so about $70 under budget there. My internet's always $40. That's what I paid. Fed loans, that's Fed loan servicing. That's the only debt I have left, which is my federal student loans, which has quite the balance, which you can see down below in the green category, but they are still on 0% interest and zero payment until the end of August for now. So I have paid zero. My gym is always $22.99, Netflix $19.99, cell phone bill is always $60. And then here's where things start to get variable. So groceries and food, I budgeted $450 for May, but I actually spent $491.26, which is $41 over budget. That's not the worst I've done. April is actually much worse for food. Gas and car wash, I budgeted $60, which I should have gone up more because I spent $64.32, and that was only one fill up, and that was middle of the month, and it was about $4.50 a gallon. And as of today, it's $4.85 a gallon, and I need to fill up soon. I'm probably gonna have to do 2 fill-ups in June, which I'm already nervous about, but I just can't even imagine where these gas prices are gonna go. So I did up my budget for June, but probably have to keep upping that gas budget. Chiropractor, I budget $40 a week. I didn't see him one time this month, and I don't know why, but $160 under budget there. I guess that's good. Pet supplies, I budgeted $25. I am needing to get a car, vet, medical, and pet sinking fund going, as you can see down here in this orange section, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So I budgeted $25, but I actually spent $96.97, which is about $72 over budget. I ended up needing food, litter, fish food, more toys, It's not a need. It's a, well, some of it, yeah. Anyway, investing, I always try to invest $100. This month I invested $250, and as you can see from the comment, I invested $180 into the FundRise IPO, which they offered up to their current investors at some point last month. I decided to invest $180, and the next item was $50 in FundRise from a referral. Someone used my link below. They have updated their referral program that if you use my link in the description box, you get $50 after you open an account and invest. They'll give you $50 in free shares, and they'll also give me $50 in free shares. So I did get an extra $50 invested into FundRise last month, which was awesome. Thank you so much. And I did $20 in crypto because it's really down right now, so why not? Whatever. Donate. I try to donate $50 a month, and that's exactly what I did. And then savings, of course, my student loan savings. I have a goal of $2,500 a month, so I can hit $30,000 for the whole year. I am very behind, but we'll cover that in more detail in a few minutes. But either way, I only saved $700. That's a lie. I meant 600. Right? Yeah, I meant 600. I think I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay. I will in a minute, but just pretend that says 600. So I'm drastically behind by $1,900 for the month, but that's because the next two categories went a little crazy. Spending, on a budget of $300, I spent $399.49, and that's just personal spending. I don't know. I don't even know what I bought. And then the other category, yeah, $1,732. As you can see, I got a parking ticket. Good job. That was $25. I got a massage, self-care. I'm putting that back in the menu, guys. Massages, they're just a little more expensive now because I'm going to an actual like massage therapist instead of just a massage envy or whatever they were called. Anyway, and then my rental property had 3 different maintenance request items throughout the month of May. It was like everything broke at once. Fridge, the HVAC unit, and another random invoice for the shower head somehow broke off the wall. The bathroom sink faucet was leaking, and the shower head, since it broke, was also leaking. But and then the front and the back door stopped locking, apparently. I still haven't gotten the actual invoice from those items yet, but so the $1,700 was just parking ticket, massage, fridge, and the HVAC unit for the rental property. So luckily the fridge was just like a $300 repair, and the HVAC unit costs, I forget. Oh no, you guys, I'm saying this wrong. This invoice, now that I'm remembering, they sent me they sent me an invoice for $1,177 that was for repairs that got done back in December, January timeframe, and it had gotten lost in their corporate database somehow, so they just finally sent it to me. So that's where a huge chunk of that came from. The fridge was only $300, and the HVAC system needed to be charged, which cost me $100 out of pocket, and the rest was like billed to my. Why are words so hard today? The rest was billed to my home warranty. So, yeah, still an incredibly expensive month just because of those charges, which really sucked. That really put a dent in my ability to save more for student loans, but it is what it is. It's the price I paid for wanting to have a rental property, so growing pains, I guess. Whatever. It's okay. It's okay. We'll talk about student loans more in a minute, but the next category down is my debt, which again is just student loans. $160,700.22 left. $30,000 goal for the year. I ended April with $14,100 saved. $4,800 of that is saved from 2021. The other $9,900-ish is saved from 2022. So I'm very behind for 2022. But in May, I was able to set aside $600 for a new total of 14,700. So if you subtract that from the total amount owed, we're at $146,000.22, which is why I said this value up here needs to be updated to 600. I don't know where I got 700. I think I was feeling ambitious or something when I filled that out. And then in my sinking funds, my emergency fund, I was able to add 200. So we're at $1,153, so $8,847 to go. My car, vet, and medical fund I did not add to. My travel fund I didn't add to. And my Roth 2022, I put in 300. So $5,550 to go still. So that's it for the monthly budget item breakdown. And now we can go back to my overall spreadsheet for the whole year. Okay, so this is my year overview spreadsheet. Well, at least so far. But I just wanted to quickly pop over here to my net worth calculation is really the biggest thing. So I have it just broken down by income, then my expenses. I just mark them off as they get paid, and then I broke the rental property out into its own category. So, but down here you can see these are all of my savings and investments. I update this value on the last day of the month. So my emergency fund, which we already covered, the rental property, which is just appraised value minus what I have left on the mortgage. So the difference is what I perceive to be the value of the property. I know not everyone calculates it that way, but that's what I do. So it just goes up a little bit by about $50 a month as the principal is paid by the mortgage payment. And then my 401k, I was kind of surprised how it was doing on the last day of the month because it was horrible before that. I mean, you can see we ended April at 46,000, just over. And for most of May, it hovered right around there too. It even dipped down to 45,000. And this is, I want to say about $700 a month gets put into my 401k. Not a month, a pay period. No. Yeah, it's about $700 to $800 a month that gets put into my 401k between my contributions and my company match. And it has just, I mean, you all know the stock market's been all over the place. So things were good February to March, and then in April it just went down. In May it was also down, but it just happened to recover a little bit on the last day of the month. It has dropped a little bit now, even into June, but that's even with, $800-ish a month going in. And same with my Roth. Obviously, it took quite a big hit in April and has hovered despite contributing to that a little bit too, which is fine. Really, my FundRise account has been the only steady grower. I didn't contribute at all to it in February. It just went up based on appreciation and dividends. And in March, I think I contributed $100 in March, and then in April that value is now like the quarterly dividends paid in, and then May I've contributed more, plus the $50 referral that we covered. My HSA is steadily going up, which is great. Crypto has been a shit show. I'm not even really following that too much, but I will update it on the last day of the month, and it was down quite a bit even from March. So I bought some more, $20 worth, and then loan savings. So overall, my total in assets has mostly gone up, with the exception of March to April, it went down, which of course helps my net worth go up a little bit, sitting at basically negative $70,000, which is okay in my opinion, especially given that I owe $160,700 in student loans. So not bad. And I'll update this spending for May in just a minute. But now let's pop over to my student loans. So I also keep a section for a running total on my student loans. So as you can see, $2,500 a month is my goal to make $30,000 for the year. And then in this actual column, the only month I've actually hit that was January, and March. In March, I was able to do $1,300 more than the $2,500, which was nice, but I don't know. So I made up for February, but then I was down in April and I was really down in May. So that really stinks. I'm still hopeful that I might be able to catch up a little bit before the end of the year, but I don't have a lot of hope. Just because in June and July, I'm putting some towards student loans, but I'm also traveling in July, so I know I'm not going to have as much free money to put towards my student loan savings. But hopefully after that, you know, the last 5 months of the year, hopefully I can, I don't know, gain some traction and get back on track. But even if I'm short, I'm not going to be mad at myself about it. It's in previous videos, I've mentioned that travel is something I need to prioritize this year, just because I have been dealing with a lot of burnout lately, and I need time for me, time for myself, time to just relax and have fun and not focus on work. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the year goes. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself, because that just makes everything worse. And no matter what, I'm still way closer to getting there, and I'm still making a dedicated effort every month. It just might not be exactly where I want it to be, and that's okay. But that's really it for all things May. So for all of my new subscribers that are here, if you haven't seen the whole story yet on how I got into such a student loan situation and where I started, where I'm at currently, and why I'm working so hard to get out of this student loan debt, you can check this video out right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.